Hi guys, welcome to Boxbread. I'm going to take a look here at the big fight that's happening this weekend between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Robert Guerrero, the fights for the WBC welterweight title. Now straight off the bat, I'm going to say I think that I'm expecting Floyd Mayweather to win this fight, and I'm actually going to go for a decision victory. Now, in his last fight he fought against Miguel Cotto, and Cotto had some success pushing him up against the ropes, and he actually landed quite a few shots. We know that because of Mayweather's bloody nose. He did get caught with a few more shots than we're used to him getting caught with. Now, I was never under the illusion that Mayweather was going to, get him really hurt in the fight. I never was really concerned that he was going to get hurt. It was just the fact that he got caught, probably like most other fighters do in their fights. It's just because it was Mayweather we think it's a real concern. He actually admits that he didn't fight a very good fight in that one. I think he decided to go more toe to toe. Whereas in the past he would have played it more cautious and changed a bit of the game plan there. But as it was, he still won the fight cleanly. And that sort of success that Cotto had, cutting off the ring and able to land on Mayweather, is the one thing that's really clinging to me with hope for Robert Guerrero. If he can be aggressive and come forward and take risk, then he may be able to, I think he's probably, a bit more dangerous than Cotto, actually, because to me Cotto is like coming towards the end of his career, and although he's a really good boxer and he's got one of the really good left hand, I just don't know if he has that killer instinct left in him now, to really when he fought Mayweather, to really close the show and to really hurt Mayweather. Whereas Guerrero is at that point in his career where he's at the top of his game, and I think he's got a bit more of that killer instinct in him. So I think Guerrero could do a better job than Cotto did if he manages to cut off the ring and actually close the gap between him and Mayweather. That's the one thing I would say. If I didn't mention it, I should have in my pre-fight for Cotto Mayweather, and I think I did, but I can't remember. I should have mentioned Cotto's left hand, because Cotto's an orthodox like Floyd Mayweather, and I thought he's got a good lead hook with that left hand. He could have some success with that. Well, Guerrero also has a very good left hand. It's his main weapon. But he's a southpaw, so his left hand is his power hand. So he'll be looking to throw good straight left hands. He'll be looking to set it up with a jab, use the jab well, set up a good straight left hand. I think that's his main weapon in this fight. It has been in the past, and it will continue to be so. The thing is, I always expected Mayweather to win this fight ever since it was announced. I find it difficult to go against a guy who's unbeaten in 43 fights. And looking at Guerrero, instantly I really don't see what he has in particular that's going to put him above, the rest of the guys who failed. But I was thinking, how does he do it? How does he win? Does he get the stoppage? Does he stop Guerrero, or does this go the distance? And I finally decided on the distance. I think that Guerrero has heart. I think he's going to really put in a good effort in this fight. I think he's pretty durable. He has been down in the past, but he's never been stopped. His only loss was by split decision, which he did avenge. And I think that he can go the distance here. I actually think he could make this fight competitive if he gets things going his way, and if he's successful at pushing forward. I thought it really depends on how Guerrero fights. Now, he can fight from the outside. He's shown in the past he can fight from the outside and the inside. Particularly in his last fight, he went to war with Andre Berto and came out on top. So he's shown he can do a bit of both. Now, the question is, if he decides to be a bit more cautious and fight from the outside and try and outbox Mayweather, personally, he may have a little bit of success, but I don't think it's going to win him the fight. Then there's the option to do what I think he's going to do and what he's been hinting at in the All Access episodes, etc. I think he'll push forward and try and be aggressive. And he'll be buoyed by the fact he beat Andre Berto like that. And he'll think that he can go in and he can actually hurt Mayweather up close. He'll look at the Cotto fight and he'll think, I can get to this guy, I can cut off the ring, I can push him back to the ropes, I can actually hurt him, I can go to the body, I can do some damage, I can use that left hand, try and step back a bit, get a bit of time in the distance, and then use the jab to set up that left hand once I've established that I'm on the front foot. The problem is, it's one thing beating a guy like Andre Berto in the war, it's another thing beating a guy like Floyd Mayweather, who is a far superior boxer to Andre Berto, in my opinion. Now, Guerrero is pretty sharp, he's pretty quick, and he's going to have to use that full speed in this fight if he wants to get any success. And I think he should come out aggressive. He should just take the risk and go for it, because you're only going to really get one shot here, and you really got to make the most of it. And I don't think fighting on the outside is really going to work for him. I think he's going to have to work his way like Cotto did inside, try and land a few body shots, try and mix it up. The problem is, when you mix it up with Mayweather, when you start coming closer, you also open yourself up defensively, because the more you're going to attack and the more you're using offense, the more you're going to neglect your defense. So I think that will inevitably, as he comes inside and opens up and tries to hurt Mayweather, I think that's going to actually open up his defence, and Mayweather's going to pick his opportunities to counter Guerrero, and I think he could hurt Guerrero there, because I think Mayweather has the ability to fight inside and outside, and I think that he will just wait patiently and pick off the counters. I found it quite difficult to get really. Don't get me wrong. I'm looking forward to this fight, but I really found it difficult to really get excited about Guerrero's chances. I think he could, if he comes out quick, and he comes out positively, and he uses his skills to the best of his ability, and he fights the fight of his life, I think he can make this competitive. And if Mayweather does show that kind of slowing down we've kind of seen in the last couple of fights, then he can get got to, and I think that Guerrero could be the guy to do that. But I think Guerrero takes too many punches. He took a lot of punches in the Berto fight, and Berto's not exactly a technician. I think guys who get dragged into wars, and guys who have wars in boxing, they always kind of go down on my radar as technical, having good technical ability. I think Guerrero's got some good technical ability, but I think that being drawn into a war, as he was with Berto, showed a kind of a lack of a game plan, perhaps, kind of a lack of control in the ring. And you have to be at top control with Mayweather, because the moment you step away from the game plan, step away from how you want to fight, then he has you in his grasps, and then he can sort of just swing the tide, and he can go away on the margin, and he can even start hurting you, and then he can stop you. And I think Guerrero, inevitably, will probably start chasing the fight, trying to get close to Mayweather. Mayweather will pick in his sometimes open, weak defence, and I think that he may start catching Guerrero and start going away on the scorecards. It all depends how Guerrero deals with that. He could capitulate, and we could see a late stoppage. If there is a stoppage, I would expect it to be late from Mayweather. But I'm going to give Guerrero the benefit of the doubt. I think that his heart will pull him through. I think his toughness will pull him through. I just think maybe there will be some early success there for him, but I think maybe after that there's going to be times when his defence lets him down. And it's one thing watching a guy in the ring, and it's another thing being in there with him. And a lot of guys have said a lot of the things Guerrero was saying before a fight, but they always fall short. They always come up short. And I've been struggling to see what Guerrero brings to the table is going to be any different. But to be honest, this year in boxing we've had some, I wouldn't say massive shockers, but we've had some really competitive fights between guys at the top level, and some that we didn't really expect. I've made a few wrong calls lately. I'll admit to that. It's been difficult, and I actually like it when it's difficult. I like it to be difficult, because that to me is a sign that we're getting top fights. We're getting fights between guys that it's difficult to call between because they're so good. We're getting the best fighting the best, and I think it's been good like that lately. I think we have been seeing the best fighting the best. We've had Rigondeaux against Donaire, we've had Rios against Alvarado twice. There's a load of fights that have been out there that have been difficult to call, and like I said, I like it that way. All too often in the past it's been too easy. It's been, well, this guy is a clear winner for me. So you never know, Guerrero could come out and surprise us all. It's been that type of year, and Mayweather has always taken long layoffs, and he's had his bout in prison, and he's all this stuff. But I'm expecting him to come back as strong as ever, typical Mayweather, and I'm expecting him to take this fight. I'm going with decision, because I'm going to give Guerrero the benefit of the doubt, and I think in the early part of the fight he may well be competitive. So thanks for watching. This is BoxPred. Let me know what you think. I'm out.